Good Wednesday, everyone. I'm meteorologist Dave Snyder at the National Weather Service with Alaska statewide weather. We're in a pretty stable weather pattern at this point, and some changes may be seen, but most of those changes will be noted out across the western Bering Sea. A cold front's trying to work in from the west, a 999 millibar low just east of the Kamchatka Peninsula, trying to brush the western Aleutians with more of a south and westerly flow. That wet and warm air coming in from the Pacific, battling drier and cooler air moving off the continent, and where that happens, interacting with areas of fog and stratus across the Bering Sea. That stretches all the way from the Gulf of Anadyr to St. Matthew and Pribilof Island waters through the central Aleutians. And on the visible satellite picture today, you can see the trails of ships moving across the North Pacific and the Bering. Pretty interesting to watch. But across most of the interior, south central and southwestern Alaska, it is high and dry. Clear, dry sky for many. The ridge of high pressure extends into the North Pacific and the Gulf of Alaska, where a wave of low pressure has brought in a little bit of moisture for parts of southeast. A scattering of light rain expected across the central and northern parts of southeast as we head through tonight. Places like Juneau, Skagway, maybe into the Frederick and Stephen Passage area, probably Haines looking at some light rain. Looking northward, though, a lot of that really vanishes quickly, even as close as Yakutat. Across the Arctic coast, a frontal boundary lies just north of Point Barrow, and as we get into Thursday, that front will waver back and forth somewhat, and that will keep the focus for rainfall across most areas, including Barrow, Kaktovik, Wainwright, Prudhoe Bay, and Deadhorse, toward Point Hope and Point Lay. Kotzebue Sound stands a chance of seeing a slight mixing with snow, but most areas on land will be dealing with liquid precipitation. Low pressure may keep a little bit more of a west and southwesterly gust going across Kotzebue Sound, but most of the ice has vanished from Norton Sound. Although the shore-fast ice is now unstable, and you should remain off that, it is slowly moving away from shore and melting quickly. Friday's forecast shows a frontal boundary across the Arctic coast dropping southward ever so slightly, and that will allow slightly cooler westerly winds across the northern tip of Alaska, while slightly warmer air is located just south of the Brooks Range. That means a better chance for rainfall in places like the Kobuk and Noatak valleys. And just below Noatak, it looks like the ice is still in place according to the latest update from the River Forecast Center. Meanwhile, fire danger remains high to extreme across the interior, south central, and southwestern Alaska. You can learn more anytime by heading to weather.gov/Alaska. With Alaska statewide weather,